In this tutorial, you will know how to process an invoice inside the database. First, we need to identify the work order number in the given invoice. Copy that number, and let us open the FmXpert database. In the database, we need to click on Job ID. Next, enter the specific work order number. And then, click on Search. The job that is ready for invoicing will be loaded. Now, click on Edit. Then click on the Costs tab. Under the Costs tab, click on Additional Costs. Under the Additional Costs tab, look for the 3 dots button, so that we can modify the first details of our label. Once clicked, it will open a box that says, Additional Cost. We need to edit first the date. Click on the drop-down arrow right next to the date, and choose the date same as the invoice date. Next, we will edit the cost type. The cost type will be categorized based on the description of the invoice. Click on the drop-down arrow right next to it, and for this, we will choose Labor. Next, edit the description as per item. For this, it will be Labor, same as shown on our given invoice. Next, is the quantity. For this, we will put just only 1. Next, is the supplier cost per item. For this item named Labor, its unit amount shows 95 Australian dollars. So, we will type in 95 as the supplier cost. In the tax code, we will click the drop-down button to choose whether the cost is with GST or GST-free. Shown in our given invoice, it shows GST. So, we will choose GST. Make sure all the details are correct. Then, click OK. However, if we want to add a label to our description cost, just click the plus icon, and the box that says Addition Cost will pop up. And with the same procedure, we will edit the details accordingly. The date, the cost type, the description, the quantity, the supplier cost per item, and the tax code. Review all the details. Then click OK. After we input all the invoice details, we will do the price up job by ticking the box beside the priced. Once we're done with all the editing, we can now click Save. Now, we need to link the cost detail to a work order. To do this, we will click on the Purchase Invoice button. Under the Details tab, click on the button that says New. And then, we will fill up the form. In the supplier, click the drop-down button to choose the contractor's name. For this one, we will choose Freedom Facilities. Next, enter the invoice number. Then, enter the reference number, which is the purchase order number or work order number. Next, select the date of the invoice by clicking the drop-down button in the invoice date. After you fill up the details, we need to attach the cost items we created earlier. To do so, we will click on the plus icon under the Details tab. By clicking the plus icon, it will show us 2 options that says Add Invoice Item and Attach Invoice Item. Always choose Attach Invoice Item. It will open up a box that says Cost Items. Then, tick the box with the correct work order number. This will link the cost items to the work order. After we link the cost items, we will attach the invoice document to the work order. To do that, click on the Documents tab. Look for the plus icon, click that. A window will pop up that says, Select Document. Look for the Supplier Invoices folder. Select that, and click below that says, Add Document. Now, look for the invoice document in your computer's drive. Select that, and click Open. Select the file will under the Supplier Invoices folder. Then click OK. Now, you successfully attached the invoice document on this job. Next thing to do is by entering the total cost amount including the taxes. Under the Details tab, this must coincide to the total cost with taxes of all the cost items attached. Once done, click on Save. After we save our entry in the system, go to the Document tab and double-click the file to open the invoice. After we review all the details inside the database and the invoice document, just click the Recommend Invoice button to recommend the invoice. It will show a notification that the purchase invoice is recommended. Then, we can click Search to refresh the system. Now, we can see the recommended invoice is subject for approval. Now, we successfully processed the invoice for this work order. Congratulations! Thank you for watching this tutorial. Now you know how to process an invoice for a job inside the database. For more questions, please contact our friendly help desk and discuss with our staff at Freedom Facilities.